Click the bell, turn on all notifications, and subscribe for around-the-clock WWE news in real time. The home of the most consistent and dedicated breaking news in WWE, SeanzViewEnt, is here for you. Like, comment, and share today.
Viewers, fans, and subscribers, welcome to another installment of the most consistent, prolific, and dedicated uploads in YouTube's history. This is the dynamic SeanzViewEnt, as you heard and as you saw in the intro of the video. We're going to jump right into this and not waste any more of your valuable time, because quite frankly, we are on the road to WrestleMania, and we got a lot of news, a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation, a lot of debate, a lot of reviews, a lot of previews to get into, a lot of backstage details that is going to unravel right here on this very show. Now, what you are about to hear, viewers, and I'm going to tell you this, and just don't take this with a grain of salt, because you got to really take this in. You got to really hear this. You really got to know this, because now the expectations are at an all-time high. What you are about to hear What you're about to hear is something that the WWE, quite frankly, does not want out there right now. We are talking about the full booking details for Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi at WrestleMania 42, allegedly leaked from inside the WWE. And that includes who goes over, how long the match reportedly goes, and what the finish they are is said to be planned. And if this leak is accurate, it is going to shock a lot of people. The booking, the scenario, the planning, the laid out plans for Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi. If you want to know that, if you want to know how it's going to go down, if you want a little glance, if you want a little bit of a preview of what we may be getting at WrestleMania, you're going to want to comment, like, subscribe, hype up the video right now, and become a channel member. Now, again, stay right here, because this is a big one. But that is not all, ladies and gentlemen. No, that is not all, not by a long shot, because there is a story breaking right now involving KO, Kevin Owens. Now, I brought this up yesterday, and people want to call me a liar and a clickbaiter and cap this and cap that. A cryptic video, and now isn't this funny how I said this yesterday? Again, I'll admit I don't get everything right, but I also don't get everything wrong, okay? There is a story breaking right now involving Kevin Owens, and I brought this up yesterday before it even happened. Again, I brought this up yesterday before it even happened. Fact check. A cryptic video posted on social media has made the entire WWE universe in speculation mode about who is really behind Randy Orton's mystery caller on a night where we saw Triple H and Stephanie McMahon return to WWE TV last night during Madison Square Garden Monday Night Raw. Now, again, who really is behind the mystery caller for Randy Orton, the challenger for the undisputed WWE Championship? And then there is a major insider who is going on record as saying WrestleMania 42 is headed towards disaster. And the words he used are the ones that WWE does not want trending right now. All of that is coming up in this explosive report here on the Brash and the Brazen, where we keep you in the know in the hottest, the latest, the greatest, the newest, the most definitive, and the most defiant. But let's get right into the news. According to reports circulating in dirt sheet circles, and we want to stress that this is reportedly from sources close to the situation, the booking details for Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi at WrestleMania 42 have allegedly been leaked. And here is what is reportedly being said online, according to those in the know. First, we all know the match is happening. It is confirmed. It is going to go down. After what we saw last night at MSG, Brock and Oba staring each other down, security getting wiped out by both men, Triple H even getting involved, the game Triple H having to get in between the two men. This is not a rumor anymore. Paul Heyman was out there doing what Heyman does, building up the monster. And for the first time in a long time, it felt like Brock had a credible opponent standing across from him who the crowd actually believed in. Now, here is where it gets very interesting, but it gets also a little bit murky. Remember to like, hype, subscribe, click the bell right now, guys, for your premier source, your premium source for all WWE, because we dig deeper. We go more exclusive. We go more elusive. Because sources are allegedly saying that this match has a very specific structure planned, and we are going to get into that right now and right here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, according to what is reportedly making the rounds, this match is said to be booked as a physical, hard-hitting encounter in the somewhere between ballpark of 15 to 19-minute range, perhaps 20 minutes, 21 minutes. That would be a longer match than most people are expecting from Brock in 2026. Typically, you see Brock in shorter, more explosive bursts. A 15 to 20-minute match would suggest WWE is treating Oba Femi as a legitimate threat and not just a highlight reel in victim. Now, here is the part, though. that is going to make people really talk. Because reportedly, the finish that is being discussed internally involves something that would make Oba Femi look like an absolute star, even in defeat, potentially. Now, we are going to get into that big reveal in just a moment, but I want to lead this here because I want to set the table for my viewers, fans, and most importantly, my subscribers and my channel members. Because Oba Femi is not your average guy being fed to Brock Lesnar this time. This is a 6'4", 300-pound monster who has been dominating NXT for the better part of 2 years. WWE clearly sees something in him. The question is, does WrestleMania 42 make Oba Femi, or does it simply remind everyone why Brock Lesnar is still the beast? Or will Oba Femi make WrestleMania 42 absolutely memorable and remarkable? Now, according to what is reportedly being discussed, and again, this is rumor and speculation based on dirt sheet reporting, Brock Lesnar is said to be the one going over at WrestleMania 42. But, and this is very key. This is a very key part of the leak here. Sources allegedly indicate that Oba Femi is being booked to kick out of multiple F5s before the finish. That would be an extraordinary booking decision. You are talking about making Oba Femi look nearly unstoppable while still keeping Brock strong. Now, if this is accurate, the WWE is not burying Oba Femi here. They are reportedly launching him as the next monster heel with a WrestleMania moment, even in a loss. And again, he's a good guy. He's a face right now, but he will be a heel down the line. But wait. Because here is where it gets really interesting, because that is not the only version of this story out there right now. Because we're going to bring it all up, guys. We're under the magnifying glass. We're going to bring it up all out right now, right here. Here is what else is also being rumored. There are conflicting reports circulating this morning about Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi coming out of Monday Night Raw last night, Madison Square Garden, MSG, the world's most famous arena. And I mean directly counteracting each other. And that tells me either WWE has multiple finishes in play, or someone inside the company is deliberately putting out false information to protect the real ending at WrestleMania. Now, here is what is reportedly being said. One version of the story claims that Oba Femi did not just kick out of the F5. He reportedly will no-sell the F5 entirely. That means he doesn't go down. That means he pops right back up, looks Brock dead in the eye, and keeps coming. Now, if that is accurate, that is one of the most protected finishes in WWE history, okay? And it would make Oba Femi an instant main event star overnight, a future world champion in the making, a future main eventer of WrestleMania. And then, well, quite frankly, viewers, I'll be honest with you, this is the third version of the story. And this is one of the most shocking one of them all. Because according to a separate set of reports, Oba Femi destroys Brock Lesnar in under 5 minutes. A dominant squash victory. Brock put down clean and fast, making Oba look like the most dangerous man on the entire card of WrestleMania. Wow. Now, we haven't seen Brock jobbed out like that since Goldberg circa 2016, some 10 years ago. So let me break down what we are dealing with. 3 conflicting reports. Version 1, Brock wins after Oba kicks out of multiple F5s. Version 2, Oba no-sells the F5 and goes over. Or version 3, Oba squashes Brock in 5 minutes flat. All 3 are reportedly circulating right now. And the fact that we have 3 completely different versions of the finish tells me that the WWE is either teasing or testing the waters, or somebody inside that locker room is playing games with the dirt sheets. Drop in the comment section right now, what finish do you want to see at WrestleMania? Or which one do you actually think is going to happen? Because those 2 answers might be very different. Or do you think Brock Lesnar deserves to go over in the end? Now, here is a major insider who went on record this week saying something about WrestleMania 42 that WWE absolutely does not want getting out. And it directly involves Lesnar versus Oba Femi match and the matches that are surrounding it at WrestleMania, according to sources. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the head writers this week did not hold back. And the quote that is spreading across wrestling social media right now is, they're going to throw matches out there to fill that number that have no storylines and no juice whatsoever, just to fill the card at WrestleMania. That's filler. Now, before anyone says anything, just to complain, let us actually look at what is being pointed at here, because the concern here is real regardless of who is saying it. WrestleMania 42 is a 2-night event. Triple H needs to fill 2 nights with enough matches to justify the runtime and the ticket price. And as of right now, 3 weeks out, there are still significant holes on the card with no defined storylines behind them. However, last night, a lot of those puzzle pieces got filled in, I will admit that. The entire road to WrestleMania this year has basically been 2 things. on repeat. A brawl or a face-to-face promo, a pull-apart. That is it. And he is not entirely wrong. When you look at the two confirmed cards right now, the matches that have real personal heat behind them are Cody versus Orton and Punk versus Roman. Everything else is varying degree of thrown together. Brock versus Oba Femi, and I say this as someone excited for the match, has had minimal television time to build, and we got a stare down and a security beatdown. That is the whole story so far. And here is where this matters in the context of the booking leak that we just talked about. If WWE is scrambling to fill the card, that could easily explain why the finish for Lesnar versus Oba Femi is so unprotected right now, that they have three completely different versions that are leaking simultaneously. When a match does not have a deep emotional story attached to it, the finish becomes less precious, less guarded, and that is when things slip up. Multiple reports have also noted that injuries have hurt the WrestleMania 42 build significantly. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed getting hurt derailed what was supposed to be a major Seth Rollins and Vision program that was expected to be box office storyline. Now it is gone, and those gaps have to be filled with something. Although we got something last night, the return of Seth Rollins. He is medically cleared to wrestle, and it will be Gunther, Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. What do you think about that matchup? Now, we also received a word. Let's get into the massive KO Kevin Owens story, because this one has a direct connection to the biggest match on the WrestleMania 42 card, and it broke wide open just in the last several hours. Kevin Owens posted a cryptic video on social media, and within hours, the entire WWE Universe was in full detective mode. Here is what happened. KO, Kevin Owens posted footage of himself playing with a Cody Rhodes action figure. Rhodes' entrance theme playing in the background, and then Cody's iconic entrance pose with the plushie, and made it thrown punches into the camera. No caption, no explanation, just Kevin Owens, a man recovering from neck fusion surgery, playing with a Cody Rhodes doll 3 weeks before WrestleMania 42. Now, on the surface, it sounds harmless, right? But the timing is everything, because Randy Orton has been talking and taking instruction from a mystery caller on SmackDown over the last several weeks. And Kevin Owens, before his neck surgery sidelined him, was right in the middle of the Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton storyline. Now, let me give you the full backstage story, because this matters. Because Owens got hurt, he was feuding with both Cody and Randy Orton at the same time. He was originally scheduled to face Orton at WrestleMania 41 before his neck injury pulled him from the card entirely. And now, here he is, posting a video with a Cody Rhodes doll right as Orton's mystery caller storyline is at its highest point and hottest. The question the entire internet is asking this morning is quite frankly simple. Is Kevin Owens the mystery caller feeding Randy Orton instructions? Now, here is where it gets very complicated, viewers, fans, and subscribers. According to reports, Owens underwent serious neck fusion surgery in July of 25. He has been out ever since. WWE sources are reportedly optimistic about a comeback in 2026. But WrestleMania 42 is said to be too soon for a full in-ring return. But here is the key word, guys. Here is the key word. In-ring return. Nobody is saying KO cannot appear. No one is saying Kevin Owens can't appear. If he is the mystery caller, he does not need to take a bump. He does not need to wrestle. He just needs to show his face. Like a lot of rumor and gossip that to fill time for Kevin Owens until he does return into in-ring action, that Kevin Owens could be Randy Orton's bodyguard or manager or his protection, so to speak. Now, that would be interesting, right? Now, the other name being floated as the mystery caller are worth mentioning. Bob Orton Jr., Randy's father, is the leading theory for many fans, suggesting Orton said on SmackDown it was good to see the caller recently, which strongly suggests an in-ring, in-person meeting. And Orton dropped that line, sent the internet into overdrive. Wrestling has more than one royal family. That is the opening lyric of Cody Rhodes' entrance theme. WWE was rubbing it directly in Cody's face. Other names in the conversation, The Rock, Aleister Black, John Cena, all with legitimate connections to the storyline. But the Kevin Owens angle has something none of these names have, a personal betrayal. If KO is the caller, Cody Rhodes was stabbed in the back by someone he considered a friend again. That is the kind of WrestleMania story that makes people emotionally invested in the outcome. SmackDown this Friday could blow the whole thing wide open, and we will be covering every development right here on SeanzViewEnt the moment it happens. Now, before we get into the final piece of the booking leak, I want to do something I have not done quite like this here on SeanzView. I've done it, but not like this, not in this manner. And I need every single person watching right now to stay right here for this one, I can assure you. All right, here is what I need and I want to do right now. And I have not done it quite like this before here on SeanzViewEnt. I want to turn this video into a real conversation between me and every single person watching this right now. Subscriber, divider, troll, hater, skeptic, channel member, fan, whatever you may be. You watched Raw last night. I want your honest reaction, not mine, yours. This channel has been going since 2012, and the reason it is still here is because of every single person watching this right now. So here is what I want you to do. Right now in the comment section, I want you to answer these 4 questions. Just copy and paste and fill in your answers. 1, the best moment from Raw last night. 2, the most disappointing moment from Raw last night, if there was any. And 3, who do you think is Randy Orton's mystery caller? And 4, Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi, WrestleMania 42. What finish do you want? Brock wins after Oba kicks out of multiple F5s. Oba no-sells the F5s and wins. Or Oba squashes Brock in 5 minutes flat. Drop those 4 answers right now. I am going to read every single comment, and your answers may end up in a future video on this channel. And I will give you my 4 answers, ladies and gentlemen, right now. But then again, it's not about me. It's about each and every one of you. Now, let me circle back to the booking, because there is one more piece of this story that ties everything together. According to what is reportedly circulating in the dirt sheet circles, the finish of Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi at WrestleMania 42 may involve Paul Heyman in a significant role. Sources allege that Heyman could play a direct part in the finish, whether that means a distraction, a surprise turn, or something that protects Oba Femi in defeat. And here is why that matters in the context of all 3 conflicting versions of the finish. The Heyman involvement makes all 3 versions more believable, not less. If Heyman turns on Brock, that explains Oba winning in a dominant squash. If Heyman stays loyal, that explains Brock surviving after Oba kicks out of everything. And if Oba no-sells the F5 with Heyman watching from ringside, that could be the moment Heyman slowly walks across the ring and shakes Oba's hand. A new alliance, a new monster, a new era. WWE has kept the finish incredibly protected. 3 conflicting versions circulating simultaneously. No clear direction confirmed publicly. And when you factor in what was said this week about WrestleMania 42, heading towards filler, it raises one more uncomfortable question. Is Lesnar versus Oba Femi one of the matches with no real story behind it? Or is the WWE deliberately keeping the story hidden until the last possible moment to maximize the surprise? That is the question worth sitting with heading into the final 2 weeks before WrestleMania Las Vegas. All right, viewers, let's bring this one home. Now in the comments, 4 questions: best Raw moment, worst Raw moment, who is the mystery caller, and which version of Lesnar and Femi do you want? I want to hear from you, every single one of you right now. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button. We are Sean's View Entertainment, WWE's #1 tabloid news and rumors channel. 3 videos every single day. Do not miss a thing. I will see you right here in the next one. Subscribe for more of the unapologetic Sean's View Entertainment. Because if it's not brash, well, then you know it's absolute trash. Later.